Hello. So Art Fight has just finished. I'm gonna do a recap of Art Fight and of art-related things in July in general. So, well, okay, before I start, sorry if the wind is very loud. I've tried to like filter out background noise in my audio, but there is a chance that you will hear wind anyway because we have an amber weather warning, so it's gonna be loud. Sorry, can't really do anything about that. But yeah, so this year I kind of tried to, like, I didn't go like all in with Art Fight like I normally do. Normally I make it my goal to like do as much as possible, and I try to beat my attack count from last year. But this year I wasn't really up for it. I really wanted to do Art Fight. I was excited for Art Fight. I was not in the mood. I was not. I had too many ideas for other drawings and like work stuff. I couldn't be bothered dedicating all of my time to attacks, which to be honest I think was a good thing. Yeah, I didn't get as many done. I only got, I want to say 20, might have been 21. I'll put it on the screen. I didn't get as many done as usual, but I think I was happier with more of my attacks than usual. Overall, so I think, yeah, that worked out well. I also didn't get as many attacks as usual, which again, perfectly fine. I don't really mind. I got a lot right at the start and then there wasn't really any like in the middle, so it was a bit weird. But no, it was a good event. I liked this year's Art Fight. I heard a lot of people say that they weren't doing as much for Art Fight this year, like just people weren't giving it their all. No one could really be bothered, which is interesting. There's something that I want to talk about that, well, I can see that the drawings for it are coming up soon. This will probably take longer than those 3 speed paints, so I'm just gonna start now. So there was one person who attacked me. I've never had a bad experience with Art Fight before this or after this, by the way, so don't be worried, this isn't like a normal thing. There was one person who attacked me who I thought was perfectly well-meaning at first, right? But then one day, looked to my Instagram notifications, and what do I see? I see an Instagram account with the name KP the Pony, who has just followed me. If you don't know, look at my channel name. My channel name is KP. I am KP. KP is a character that I made specifically to be my online persona. But I was like, okay, this is just a kid, it's fine. They probably just happen to really like that OC. So I'll message them, say I'm not super comfortable with that. And yeah. So I messaged them and they were like, okay, I messaged them and I was like, hi, I'm not super comfortable with you doing this. Could you please like rename your account or take down the pictures? I forgot exactly what I said. And I expected just like a normal response, and they were like, no, that's actually my OC, you stole from me. And I was like, okay. So we've got this kind of situation. So I reached out to the other 2 people that they attacked. This is the person that I'm attacking right now, and then this other person. These 2 people right here. These are the 2 people that they attacked. So I reached out to them and I was like, just so you know, this person who has attacked the 3 of us has stolen my OC. Just a warning in case they do the same to you. Yeah, and then so I had to like let people know my story, like, hey, by the way, this isn't me. They've stolen my art. They've also stolen the art of someone who has attacked this OC, who the speed paint that I've done for them is coming up in just 2 seconds. So they stole art from this person as well, which that's not okay. So I reached out to him and he was like, oh my god, thank you for letting me know. It's not your fault. And I was so apologetic. I was like, I'm so sorry that they've stolen art that you've done for me. Like, that's not... This was horrible. So, yeah, as I said, I called him out in my story. I was like, this isn't me. This person has stolen my OC. Could you please, like, not follow them? Could you please report them for stealing? And then they countered back with reporting me and asking people to report me for stealing from them. This is a nightmare. And by the way, this happened at like 1 AM and I didn't go to sleep till like 5 that night. I just wanted to go to bed. But yeah, so they started asking people to report me for theft, and I was like, well, that's not what's happening. So then everyone was messaging me, was just like, oh my god, I'm so sorry that happened to you, or they were like, oh, that's like really weird. And then I noticed that like someone who followed me followed them, and I was like, bro, can we not do that? Please stop doing that. And then it got worse. They started following people that I knew in real life. So yeah, that was scary. I had to like block some people from my story, like people that I knew in real life. Not everyone, just people who don't have public accounts, because I was like, no thanks. I'm gonna remove all of these people from my story. I'm gonna make sure these people are like invisible from my profile as much as possible. And then I was like, you know what, I could just block this person. I don't know why I never thought of doing that before. I guess because they came from Artfight, not from Instagram, so they had access to my Artfight and they could continue to steal from me and from people who attacked me, even if I didn't do that. Anyway, got to like 4 AM, half 4, something like that. A bunch of people messaged me at once and were just like, KP, the reports have been successful, the account has been taken down, and literally I got like 5 DMs all at once. And then I kept getting more until about 5. And I was like, thank god. And people were like, this is the fastest I've ever seen an account being taken down. And by the way, it was at this time that those 2 people who they also attacked were getting back to me. And they were like, yeah, I can't find this account, I don't know what you're talking about. And I was like, okay. I didn't want to like... I was really embarrassed messaging them because I didn't want it to look like I had been... I didn't want it to look like I had just been like looking for attention and being like, oh, can you follow me on Instagram? I didn't care whether they followed me or not. I was not looking for that. I was literally just being like, just so you know, this has happened to me. I am letting you know this could happen to you, and to maybe block this person. I did not care what they did for me. I didn't care. I really genuinely just wanted them to like know that this was happening and that they were safe. This was a nightmare. Yeah. Yeah, I reported them to Artfight. The first report wasn't successful because I didn't provide enough like proof of that happening, so I like did another report and I spent like an hour on it, and I gave like as many screenshots as possible and like a full like explanation of what happened, and nothing has ever came out of that report, so I'm not really sure. I understand them not doing anything, like because what happened didn't actually happen on Artfight, so I understand if the report was like pointless or whatever, but yeah, I hope this makes sense. I understand if I couldn't do anything about the report. I understand that this was not an art fight issue, or at least it wasn't really. Like, it started an art fight, but it didn't really continue there. And I've learned that 10 minutes is my limit for talking, because I'm like really out of breath now. Anyway, moving on from that, because that was genuinely the only bad experience I've ever had with art fight. Yeah, so I blocked that person on art fight. Yeah, so I started with my attacks. I tried to be like more experimental, because I was like, you know what, if I'm not doing as many attacks as normal, why not be like creative? So for this one on screen, I was like, what if I do the same character but like both of their designs interacting? And I thought that was cool. Yeah, this is the same character. They're both called Nina. I thought they had a cool design, and I've attacked this person before, and they've attacked me before. Yeah. I thought it was a cool design. And then for this one, I was watching an art video, and I saw, like, it was a sketchbook tour, and they did like sketches that were all, like, they colored in their sketches with just one color, and I was like, that's really cool. I'm gonna do that with this. So for this, I specifically chose a character that had like a very monochrome color palette. So this character is like basically just yellow, and I was like, this is a perfect character for this. So I literally just used the same one yellow color at like different opacities, and yeah. I think I color selected from the part of the skirt that's over her leg, but I'm not sure. It was definitely somewhere on her skirt that I selected the color from. I cannot remember. I think I only did 2 attacks like that. I did one yellow one and one purple one, and the purple one is the one that's right after this, and it's just a cat who was already entirely just one color anyway. Like, there was even like less variety of color in that one, so I guess I didn't really do the one color thing, but whatever. I'm honestly having like a hard time coloring this, because I was like, it just doesn't look right. I want to get all of the hues perfectly right, so I kind of redid certain parts of it. Yeah. And then this one was cute. I don't remember who they attacked. They might have attacked my bunny or something. My D&D bunny. He got a lot of attacks. I love all of the attacks that I've got of Kevin. I'll put them all up on the screen right now. You can see I mostly did revenges. I pretty much didn't initiate any attacks, which is quite sad. That means I didn't get through my self-indulgent folder like at all. But that's okay. I think there was a chance that some of them were moved from that folder into my revenge folder. Like, I'm not sure. Who knows? Anyway, not art fight related. I'm hosting a stamp rally for the next event that I'm doing, which is EpicCon in Glasgow in September. And I've had this idea for months. I actually started this drawing on my old iPad before it broke, so I lost the file, so I didn't even have a picture of it on my phone or anything. I could have sworn I posted it to my story or like showed a picture to my friends, but I guess I didn't. Yeah, so I wanted to do like a standee of Lancer on his bike, because I saw that Warcry had like a spinny a spinny standee, so I was like, I'm gonna put Lancer on his bike, and then he's gonna be like propped up on his back wheels, and the front wheel can spin. I thought that was cool. I thought that was a good idea. Yeah, I really want one for myself, honestly. I'm definitely gonna keep one. I've only ordered 10 because I want there to be 10 bags for the stamp rally, but I doubt we'll be like giving them all out, so I'm probably gonna keep one for myself. all of the artists who like are joining the stamp rally are also very cool. I will put their names on screen and you should follow them. They're all very good artists. Now for this is probably the last commission I'm doing for a long time. So I started this, well, I got this commission in order to pay for my new iPad. So this was a commission that I got absolutely ages ago. The reason I didn't start is because so it was from my friend and they still wanted to send more references. So I was like, okay, I'm not going to start until you've given me the references. So then they gave me them. And then for some reason I just didn't have any motivation. So I put it on at the start of July. I had a wheel and I was like, okay, am I going to do art fight, commission, or TBF? TBF is my webcomic. I was doing other art that I can't share publicly because it has spoilers. Darn. I have a spoilers account on Instagram, it's private, which you can get access to on my Ko-fi if you want. But yeah. Every time I had to stop the commission, like every time I was like sending a picture to my friend, I respun the wheel. So like I spun for this multiple times. I just didn't want to break up the speed paint, so I just put it into where I finished it. This was fun to do, but it took so long, and every time I wasn't working on it, I felt guilty about doing any other art. So I was like, I cannot deal with this. I don't want to do commissions. I do them for money. I really do just do them for money and to hopefully make people happy. I'm always worried that people don't like my commissions. I know that my friend did. But half the time when I get commissions, people either like majorly underpay. I've had people majorly overpay as well, but usually people majorly underpay, and I feel bad rejecting them. And I'm being like, sorry, I can't do that. And then they're not specific enough either. They're like, okay, I want you to draw this character, and I'm like, okay, how do you want me to draw them? And then they're like, I don't know. And like, I get it. Like, okay, I want you to draw this character and I don't really mind how you draw it. You can just draw it however. I like your art. I don't want you to, I just want to see this character in your style. I get that. However, if it's something that I do not have motivation to draw, like the only motivation for me actually drawing this is the fact that I've been paid to do it. I kind of need pointers. I need to be told what I'm drawing. So the reference that I had for that commission, I had like a very, very, very clear reference. I was like sticking very strictly to it. And like by the way, I so much appreciate this. So normally when I like send progress screenshots to the person who commissioned me, I'll ask for pointers. I'll be like, okay, so is there anything you want me to change? Is this okay with you? And then they'll be like, yeah, that's fine. And genuinely, again, same thing as before, if they genuinely just want to see the character in my style, I get that. But genuinely, no one has ever given me pointers and like, hey, can you change this? Until this commission. And it was such a relief to actually be told, okay, this is really good. Would you mind changing this? So like, for example, I had to like redo the background and I was like, you know what? That was a lot of work and took up half the speed paint, but I'm extremely grateful for that. I would rather have something like that than, yeah. I sound so ungrateful when I talk about commissions. I promise I do enjoy giving them to people. Like, I enjoy making people happy. That's what I want to do. But it's kind of hard to like, it's kind of hard to like feel like you're making people happy when they don't really give any clear indicators. Like, if the only indicator is, yeah, that's fine. I don't really know how to take that. Like, you're just saying that's fine because I've worked on it and I've spent time, and you don't want to like, are you saying that's fine for the same reason that I'm saying no, you don't need to pay more? Like, are you saying it's fine for the same reason that I'm accepting your extreme underpayment? Or are you saying that's fine because it's fine? Like, are you actually fine with it? I don't know, commissions stress me out. I've been having community interactions where I'm making merch, like what I did with the Delta Rune charms, which you can watch those on my reels. And people can be like, wow, that's really cool, you should do this character, or whoa, I absolutely love this, I'm absolutely gonna buy one, or oh my god, my friend would love that, I'm sending this to them, and then their friend immediately buys it. Like, so I don't know, I enjoy that kind of thing because I am making people happy, but I'm also making myself happy because I'm working on something that I want to do, and then finding people who like that thing. I like that better than commissions. I don't know how other artists feel. But yeah, that commission that I did, I promise I did enjoy doing that one. I just felt really guilty when I wasn't doing it, and it made me realise how much I don't normally like doing commissions. So I've closed them for now. I might open them again some other time. I can't be bothered. Anyway, finally can resume the video. I've had this paused while I've been recording the audio. So, Gumball! Gumball came back, and I'm very happy about that. I don't know how familiar you guys are with me and my art, but back in 2020 and 2021, well, I've always been a huge fan of Gumball, literally since it came out, since I was 6 years old. but in 2020, I became like a major fan of the show, and I joined a fandom group that we called the Protection Squad, and I had the Leslie account, and yeah, so we were like quite well known in the fandom on Instagram. We were like, I think, the biggest fandom group for the show, and during that time I became very well known for drawing, for my human designs of the characters. I literally made like an entire AU, and I made like character bios for all of them. I was like obsessed. And I also became very well known for drawing Leslie and Alan because I am a major shipper of them. I love them so much. I know they're not a kind of couple, and that Alan canonically has a girlfriend. But yeah, I became very well known for that. I used to take up their Google image result. I was like genuinely the biggest fan of the ship, probably in the entire fandom, without exaggerating. Like, I could say like, oh, I'm the biggest Papyrus fan or something, and I could like reasonably assume that's not true. However, I can genuinely reasonably assume that I am actually the biggest fan of this ship. I was like the most popular artist of the ship back in the day, and it's just kind of like my ship. Someone messaged me about like anytime either of the characters appeared, they were like, oh my god, I wonder how KP feels right now in season 7, and I was like, thank you, I'm so glad I have kept up my legacy. So yeah, that is my legacy in the fandom. Love that for me. So I wanted to, on the day that the new season released, I specifically like made sure I was drawing them, because I was like, okay, I need to draw my iconic ship before the season comes out, and I didn't get it finished before I watched the season. I was watching a Discord live stream. In case you cannot tell, I'm not American, I'm Scottish. So we don't have Hulu. So I had to watch on Discord live stream. I didn't really want to pirate the show because I was like, I don't really like pirating new things because I feel bad. So yeah, I watched it on a Discord live stream instead of pirating, and I've still only watched that live stream. But I wanted to finish the drawing before I watched the live stream, but I didn't get it finished. And I didn't really want to draw while I was watching the live stream because I didn't want to miss anything. I did draw for like 10 minutes and I clearly did miss things because I've seen clips that I don't recognize. But yeah, so I did that. And then I finished it the next morning because I was like, yeah, I'm not. I have a video about Gumball in the works, which I'm very excited about. That is gonna be my next video. Unless I finish my Deltarune Chapter 4 video first. I've started editing down my Deltarune Chapter 4 live streams, so I'll make that finish first. I don't know. I need to make a thumbnail for that because I don't have like an appropriate thumbnail for Chapter 4 yet. Like I want to do like all of the Lancer fan club, but I don't have a drawing of all 3 of them. For Chapter 4. I will figure something out. I'm not sure what I'm doing. Who knows? But yeah, back to what is on screen. I very quickly pumped out like some last minute drawings for Art Fight on like the last couple of days. Because I could not be bothered. I didn't want to do any like full drawings and I still had like 6 or 7 left, so yeah, I just very quickly did these ones, so that's why all these speed paints are like 20 seconds. I feel bad. I may attack some of these people next year. I genuinely, I don't like that last one that I did. That was the very last one. This drawing, I actually finished this in August, on the 1st of August, but I started it on the 31st, so this is going into my July art video. So I had been planning this drawing literally all month. I was like, oh my god, that would be, if you're new here, I have an Undertale AU with my OC, it's called Underfriend. I'll put a picture on screen. There's like 40 plus characters and I redraw this image every 2 years. And I was like, you know what, I want to draw some of these characters, but in Deltarune. But I was like, I don't know. So many of the characters are missing, and so many of the dynamics are wrong. Like, I'm not going to draw Toriel and Sans or whatever, and then it's going to be 2 characters who would never interact. Not that they would never interact, but like, yeah, no. Not like that. So I was like, what can I do? Are there any like scenes that I can redraw as characters that would actually work? And I was like, you know what? Let's do this one scene with Toriel and Asgore. So, these 2 characters, Bella and Daring, pretty much polar opposites. One of them, so Bella is a teacher. She's very like smart. She's like the mature one. I like her a lot. She's very similar to Toriel. And then there's Daring, who lives across the street from the main characters, and he's like he lives across the street from the main characters, and he is like like a social media model. Yeah. Also, they happen to share a birthday, which is the 1st of August, which is the day I finished this drawing, which I thought was pretty funny. I didn't mean to do that. I didn't even realize that I wasn't doing this drawing until it was their birthday and I was finished, and I was like, oh yeah. So yeah, oh yeah, they share a birthday. It's the 1st of August 1987. They're exactly the same age. In my head they're a duo even though they are not. I just think it's funny, but I was like, yeah, this scene would be great for Bella and Daring. Not really. I think, weirdly enough, I think Daring was like a little bit less creepy than Asgore in this scene. Asgore has problems. Anyway, that is the end of the video. Stay tuned for my Gumball video, and goodbye.